presenting as if they were the 12th man. We appreciate you all for being here. Once again, off the top of the show, we thank Jay Billis for allowing us to vamp, so to speak, have some fun with you. You are Stephen A. Smith. You guys look just alike almost. Stephen A., how long did it take you to get here? Tell us about your problems.
Flights got canceled yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I had to leave New York and drive from New York to here, stopped in Virginia, got a couple hours sleep, got up 4 in the morning, got here. I'm in the house.
That's all it takes.
That's it. Thanks to my man, the great Jay Billis.
That's great.
My man. All right.
You know, the truth is, I beat down Stephen A. so badly on yesterday's show. He was sulking during our opening block. It's okay. It's okay.
We won't talk about how he skipped out of New York City quick, fast, and in a hurry because he's scared of travel.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. All right, so back to the topic at hand. During his weekly ACC teleconference, Roy Williams said that the UNC-Duke rivalry is the best rivalry, not only in college sports, period. Obviously, they've been playing since 1920, twice a season. He said nothing can beat this particular rivalry. Jay, I asked you during the break, do you think it's the best in sports? You said you don't know what else is. Please convince us.
I don't think I have to convince you. I think all I have to do is say Duke, Carolina, and everybody knows what it means. The rivalry over the years, and it has been a lot of years, has meant excellence and sustained excellence on both sides of it. So anytime Duke and Carolina have played in basketball, it has been for more than just bragging rights. It's been for an ACC title. It's been for the top of the polls. That there's been so much at stake, and I think people understand that. You've had Hall of Fame coaches, Hall of Fame players, and teams that have been that don't have to, you don't have to put the credentials out there. You just say Duke, Carolina, and everybody kind of gets it. You feel it, and I think it resonates with people far beyond this area. It's not just a backyard, 8 miles away thing. It's national and really international in a lot of ways.
Well, shoot, don't expect me to disagree with the great Jay Billis. The man knows what he's talking about. I mean, listen, here's what it comes down to. Even there have been times where one team has been significantly above the other in some people's eyes, but somehow, somewhere they get on the court with one another and you see games coming down to the wire. They just seem to bring out the very best in one another. And then when you think about the great players, I mean, if it's Duke, you're talking about the Grant Hills, the Christian Laytoners, the Bobby Hurleys of the world, the Jay Williams of the world, Jay Billis, Billy King back in the day, everything. Okay,
gotta go way down the list.
I have to go way down the list. And then in North Carolina, I mean, need I say anymore? I mean, even forget about even the days of Michael Jordan and those boys. What about when Jerry Stackhouse was here? What about when Vince Carter was here? What about when Antoine Jameson was here? The list goes on and on. I know that you got Michigan and Ohio State in football. I know you got Alabama. I get all of this stuff. But when you say Duke, North Carolina, you know that an epic encounter is forthcoming. You know it's on its way. It's imminent. And that's what I love about it. You never get enough of this rivalry. I know I never have.
Okay. Don't be nice, sir.
My friend Stephen A. Smith playing to the crowd right out of the box.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
You have. You know, you're selective amnesia. I've been saying this for years. Just because you don't remember doesn't mean it isn't true.
I think you say whatever the people want to hear you say wherever we are. That's
right?
Okay.
Okay, you think.
I'm going to disagree with the great Jay Billis on this. And I'm here to tell you, no, time out, time out. I happen to notice when I walked into this room, there are a whole lot of Dallas Cowboy fans here. Am I right? Am I right? I got a lot of X's. I think there are a whole lot here. Yeah, I think there are a lot here.
By the way, just as an aside, I want to interrupt just for a second. You keep doing this all you want to, but next season he might not be there if y'all don't want to pay him. You better watch him out.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
That's coming up on the show.
And by the way, that was a catch. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I had to get that in.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Get over
We'll be
it.
talking this for years.
A
Just so you
lot
know.
of these rivalries rise and fall with how good the teams are at that moment. Obviously, Carolina's been a little down this year, so it's hard for me to get quite as up for Carolina Duke as I usually would. And
Down. They're 15th in the country.
Okay, all right, but they're 18 and 7. They lost 7 games. Are they a top 10 team? No.
But that's what shows the strength of this is you're saying they're down when they're 15th in the country.
Okay,
where most other programs
that's
celebrate
fine.
how great they are.
But if you grew up where I grew up, in the state of Oklahoma, and spent a lot of time in Dallas, listen, when you say Redskins and Cowboys, it's on, man. It is on. And people around this country right now, beyond this room, are saying, you better believe it's on. Because those two teams, traditionally, historically, it's bad blood. They do not like each other, and it gets passed down through the ages. And frankly, it doesn't really depend on how good the teams are in any given year. It's just on. They hate each other. Strange, great things happen when they play each other. And to me, it's the best rivalry ongoing in sports. Now, again, this is NFL versus college basketball. Yeah, boo all you want.
You know, I get where you're coming from. Especially since the Redskins beat the Cowboys earlier this year. It would have more credence if the Redskins managed to win more than 4 games in a season. But the point that I'm trying to make to you, more important than anything, is this. The Redskins and Cowboys, obviously people look forward to the game if you're an NFL fan, but it's primarily Cowboys-Redskins fans. When it comes to Duke, North Carolina, college basketball fans look forward to that game.
But obviously,
Hey, you were crazy. Bye.
you know, boy, you know what? You went way out on the end of the limb with that. That took guts. That took guts. Look, obviously, the Cowboys and Redskins have combined to win more Super Bowls than Duke and UNC have combined to win national championships. Am I right
How many
about that?
Super Bowls do they have?
Huh? Well, let's see. Dallas has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Redskins have three or 4.
About 3?
I think it's more in the Duke Carolina thing.
Huh?
I think it's more in Duke Carolina.
Is it?
I think so.
How many is it?
Well, Duke's got 4 and Carolina's got at least 5, right?
Yeah.
6.
It's close. 6? Okay, you got me by
If you count the Helms national championships in the 20s, they've got 6.
But we have to go back in history,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Which I'm sure you don't mind.
Well, okay, but still, on the level of the National Football League, that's the best ongoing rivalry in the National Football League. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know, you got Ravens, Pittsburgh's coming on, Ravens, Steelers has come across. Now you got, all of a sudden, 49ers and Seahawks are starting to rise.
But I just think what you're ignoring, and I'll let Jay fill in here, but I think what you're ignoring, Skip, is that you're piggybacking off of the momentum and the swelling of the NFL product, the NFL brand. The NFL has become America's sport, so that helps. College basketball is college basketball, but no matter what, you think Duke, North Carolina, when these two play one another, it resonates. I think Dallas Redskins are helped by the growing popularity of the NFL over the years.
And look, all these rivalries are great.
Yes.
What makes a rivalry are the participants. So, it's not like Duke Carolina has more, that the participants care more than Auburn, Alabama, or USC, UCLA. They don't. What I'm saying is that people that are outside of it seem to care more in Duke Carolina than they do in other rivalries. And my thing is, if you look at people who have no connection to this rivalry whatsoever, they're invested in the game because it always delivers.
No, I agree. If we're
they
doing
know they're going to
college,
see something they haven't seen,
and
it's going to deliver.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Ohio State and Michigan, Auburn, Alabama. Those are all huge.
Xavier Cincinnati is a great fit, but it doesn't resonate the same way.
It doesn't resonate nationally like this one. Heck, let me throw out one again from my part of the country. Oklahoma and Texas, when they play football, it's a big deal there. Now, because the teams haven't been great, as in national championship great.
Yeah.
I don't know, we've had a few years
But
here
you've also kind of ruined that a little bit because of the way you've dogged Stoops.
Well, I'm just being honest about it.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, you are
Okay.
being honest about it, but you've talked about how the performance of that program as of late has essentially contaminated the Red River Rivalry.
Well, he has not been big game Bob. He's been a little more big game Boob here of late. So I'm just telling you the truth, and I'm the biggest Oklahoma fan you will find. But again, in that Red River Rivalry, you're meeting in Dallas on a neutral site at the Texas State Fairgrounds, and it's 50-50. When Carolina and Duke play, it's 100-100, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
At your,
Unless they play in
unless they play in the
tournament,
SEC
the
tournament.
fi-
Yeah,
or the
that's a
Final
whole
Four.
other thing. Or if they met, obviously, later in the tournament. Yeah.
Duke, North Carolina. North Carolina leads the all-time series 133-105. We will obviously discuss more on the game tomorrow. Obviously, a little bit today, but we want to give it up. Thank you. We want to give it up for Jay Billis, ladies and gentlemen. He was amazing. I need a little more for Jay. I need a little more for Jay. Thank you. He is the great Jay Billis.